Hello, my dear students. I hope you all are doing great and preparing for upcoming examinations at your home. So, students, welcome back to your online video classes. Students, as you all know, at this time your school is closed due to the cold wave and chill weather, and that is why we are providing you the series of revisional video classes so that you can revise your all chapters and you can perform well. Okay, so in our previous video lesson, we had revised chapter number 10, and in our today's class, we are going to revise chapter number 11. Okay, so what was chapter number 10? Chapter number 10 was studying the past. Okay, so in previous chapter we had learned that what is the study of past. It is history. In one word you can say it is our history. Okay, so why should we study our past? What is the importance to study our past? Okay, and what is history, what is the definition of history, who is historian, and what are the sources of history. So these all the things we had learned in our previous class. Okay, so today we are going to revise. Okay, because we had already read this chapter in physical classes, so now you are going to revise this chapter. Okay, so you are now going to revise chapter number 11, that is the beginning of civilization. Okay, so here chapter name is the beginning of civilization. So what is the meaning of beginning? The meaning of beginning is starting. Okay, beginning means starting. And what is the meaning of civilization? Do you know, students, what is the meaning of civilization? I had told you in the physical classes. Civilization means a highly developed society. Okay, so a highly developed society where people live in cities, can write, build massive monuments, and have different occupations like farming, poetry, sculpture, and weaving. So they are called civilized. Okay, so they are called civilized, and these kind of society is called civilization. Okay, so a society, a highly developed society where people live in cities and can read, write, and have different occupations, so they called civilization. Okay, so in this chapter we will read about how the civilization began. Okay, so here we will read about the beginning of the civilization. Okay, so we had already read it, but now we are going to revise it. Okay, so in this video we will just summarize this chapter and we will move on to the book exercises. Okay, so students, you will get the two parts of this chapter. Okay, you will get the summary, you will get the question answer and exercises of this chapter in two parts. Okay, so this is part 1. Okay, so this is part 1 of chapter number 11. In this chapter we will summarize this. In this class we will summarize this chapter and we will do the book exercises of this chapter. And in the next part we will do the question answer of this chapter. Okay, so let's begin our today's class. So students, as you all know, early humans, as we learned earlier, we have already learned that early humans were mainly hunters and gatherers. Okay, they were nomads. Okay, what is the meaning of nomad? So nomads are the people who moving around from one place to another in search of food. So over time, human beings discovered fire, invented the wheel and agriculture. This brought many changes in the way people lived. People started to grow different kinds of food crops. Now they no longer needed to wander here and there in search of food. Okay, they could settle down in one place, and this led to the growth of settlements. Okay, the earliest settlements grew mostly around the rivers. So why the earliest settlements grew around the rivers? Because the rivers provided the water and the fertile soil needed for the growth of crops. Okay, as they no longer needed to spend the day hunting, people were able to work at crafts like pottery, weaving, painting. Okay, so they can now enhance their skills. Okay, they invented a script. okay, and learned to read and write. They had the time to think, new ideas were born, leading the inventions and discoveries, okay. So now people became civilized, okay. So in this chapter we will read about three main civilizations of this world. First one is the Mesopotamian civilization. Second one is the Indus Valley civilization, and the third one is the Egyptian civilization. Okay, so about these three civilizations we will read about in this chapter. Okay, so let's summarize. Okay, around 5,000 years ago, the first civilizations come up in the river valley around the world. The rivers provided water and fertile soil to grow crops. Okay, the first civilization was, what was the name of first civilization? That was the Mesopotamian civilization, that began in the between the rivers of Euphrates and Tigris. Okay, the civilization of Mesopotamia, Indus Valley, and China in Asia, and Egypt in Africa were the earliest of the ancient civilizations of the world. Okay, so these were the ancient civilizations of the world. And if you talk about Asia, that is our continent. Okay, and if you talk about Asia, so here some civilizations developed. Their names are Mesopotamian civilization, Indus Valley civilization, China civilization. So these three civilizations begin in India, in Asia. Okay, and if you talk about Africa continent, so Egypt civilization was the first civilization that began in the Africa. Okay, on the Africa continent. Okay, the people of these civilizations often had trade contacts with the people of other lands. Okay, so if a civilization is developed in Asia, on Asia continent, so they will also have contact with the other continent civilization. For what? For trading. Okay, for import and export their goods, okay, and things. Okay, so they had contact to the other lands people for the trading. Okay, they also wrote in some kind of picture language. Okay, so the language, the script in which they used to write, that was a picture language. Built huge buildings, and they also built huge buildings. Okay, massive buildings, monuments. Okay, created artworks and worshipped gods and goddess. Okay, same as we worship God and goddess, they also used to worship God and goddess. They used to believe in gods. Okay, the people of the Indus Valley civilization also built plant cities. Okay, so the Indus Valley civilization that developed in India, okay, on the bank of Indus river, so it has well planned cities. Okay, so Indus Valley civilization had well planned city. The city name was Harappa. Okay, so Harappa was also a city of Indus Valley civilization. Okay, the early civilizations gave the world some of its most important discoveries and inventions. Okay, so the early civilization gave the world to great inventions through great discoveries. Okay, so they discovered lots of things, like they discover the fire. Okay, and they invented lots of things. For example, they invented the wheel. Okay, and also so many things. Okay, now let's move on to the book exercises of this chapter. Okay, so here you can see the exercise number 1 that is given here. So exercise number 1 is fill in the blanks. Okay, so here you have to fill the given blanks. Okay, first one is the writing of the people of ancient Mesopotamia is called. So the writing of the people of ancient Mesopotamia was called cuneiform. Okay, cuneiform. So what is the spelling of cuneiform? Repeat after me. Cuneiform. Cuneiform. Okay, okay, let's move on to the next one. And the next one is dash and dash were some of the cities around Mesopotamian civilization, on which the Mesopotamian civilization developed. So, so here two cities name of Mesopotamian civilization are Euphrates, Akkad and Babylon. Okay, Euphrates, Akkad and Babylon are two cities in which the Mesopotamian civilization developed. Okay, so what is the spelling of Euphrates? The spelling of Euphrates is Euphrates, Euphrates, Akkad, Akkad, and Babylon, Babylon, Babylon. Okay. Third one is the city of Harappa was part of the Dash civilization. So the city of Harappa was the part of Indus Valley civilization. Okay. So what is the spelling of Indus Valley? The spelling of Indus Valley is Indusvalley, Indus Valley. Okay. Fourth one is the ancient civilization of Egypt emerged by the side of the river Dash. So it was immersed by the side of the river Nile, Nile, Nile. Okay. Now the fifth one is ancient Egyptian rulers were called Dash. So the ancient Egyptian rulers were called Pharaoh. Okay. They used to call Pharaoh. Okay. Pharaoh, Pharaoh. Okay. Now, so this was the first exercise. Let's move on to the exercise number 2. That is, mark the following sentences as true or false. Correct the ones that are false. So here what you have to do, you have to write true or false in front of the sentence. Okay, so if the sentence is right, it is correct, then you will write true. If the sentence is wrong, then you will write false. Okay, I hope you all aware about the spelling of true and false. Okay, so don't write T or F, just write the full spelling of true and false. Okay. Okay, first one is the establishment of cities was one of the main sign of civilization. Yes, this is true. So what you will write? You will write here TRUE, true. Okay, true. Second one is the people of the Mesopotamian civilization built huge temples called pyramids. No, these were not these were not huge temples. So pyramids are not huge temples. So what you will write here? False. This sentence is false. Okay, FALSE, false. Okay. Third one is the Indus Valley civilization had well-planned cities with a good drainage system. Yes, this is true. Okay, so write true over here. TRUE. Okay, true. Fourth one is the people of the Indus Valley and those of Mesopotamia had no contact with each other. So now, no, this is false, because now just we had learned that the people of ancient civilization used to trade with the other lands. Okay, so they used to they had contact with the people of other lands. So this sentence is false. Okay, so you will write false over here, FALSE, false. Okay, now move on to the fifth one. And fifth one is the ancient Egyptian are believed to have invented the potter's wheel. So this is false. Okay, this sentence is false, because the potter's wheels are invented by the people of Mesopotamian civilization. Okay, so the further exercises we will cover in the next video class. Okay, so in today's video class that's enough. Okay, so in the next video class we will cover the remain exercises and the question answer of this chapter. Okay, so students, I hope you understood, and if you didn't completed your book, so please complete it okay, and learn these all exercises because these are very useful for you, okay, and keep preparing for your upcoming examinations, okay. See you in the next video lesson. Till then, bye bye, take care of yourself and keep studying.